Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm going to set up a podcast studio and then just people come by, podcast, let's do this. But I'd like to get one downtown St. Cloud because that's pretty much where I'm located.
Yeah.
And we're getting so much business down there. Hey, Trent.
Hey, Trevor, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Good.
I kind of lost my voice.
Oh, no. Where did you lose it at?
Well, it started on Friday. I was yelling at my boys. It was not my finest moment, but I had just done laundry, folded the clothes. Their room was a mess, and there was clothes all over the floor. And I was like, take your laundry basket, put everything away, okay, and then pick up everything on the floor and put it in the basket, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that laundry, okay? Mm-hmm. So they go in there, and I go in there about 15, 20 minutes, and all the clean laundry is all over mixed in with the dirty laundry on the floor that I'd spent all that time washing, and so I lost it, you know?
Yeah.
I lost my religion in that moment. I got pretty upset, and so I just ended up having to wash them all. I couldn't tell what, you know. I mean, I probably could have smelled each, but I was just like,
That'd been a lot of.
Yeah, I'm done. So it started like that, and then this weekend was trunk or treat. So we set up a trunk, and you know, I'm a high school leader, so my guys are 11th graders, and so we did a theme of King Saul's tent. Do you know who King Saul is?
He was the person with the David and Goliath thing?
Yeah, I mean, he was the king at that time. So he was the Israelis' first king.
Oh, okay.
So David was the second, then David's son Solomon was the third. But Saul wasn't appointed by God. He was just kind of put in place by the people because he was so much bigger and you know, more boisterous than everybody else. Anyways, but he's the one that's looking for somebody to defeat Goliath once the Philistines come. And so we set up a tent, and we made it look like, you know, just kind of beat up a little bit, but it had red curtains in the front, and then there was a slingshot thing. So we were basically trying to recruit the new, like, David, like somebody to defeat Goliath.
Gotcha.
And so it was a slingshot game, because usually they have games and stuff. They do a game, and and so if they hit like one prize, they got, you know, +2 candies. So automatically you get, you know, one piece, or we ended up giving 2, and then +2 and then +3. It was a lot of fun. So, but I lost my voice that night because I was supposed to be King Saul, but then I was enjoying being a herald a lot more, being the eccentric out front.
Yeah.
And I had like 50 different rhymes, you know, and there were 2 heralds, and some of the stuff was like back and forth. Like one person would say one thing, one person would say another. Like one person would start off, "Come one, come all, to the tent of King Saul.
Yeah.
The Philistines taunt, who will answer the call?" And it was these rhymes. It was theater.
Yeah.
You know, it was fun. So anyways, I lost my voice because I was yelling like that, and everybody at my church knows me. I'm very eccentric. So anyways, your voice sounds fine.
Yeah. I didn't lose mine, so.
Yeah. The thing I do like about this voice is when I sing on Sundays, because I have a terrible voice. Look, I'm going to be realistic. I'm not going to, you know, pretend like I have some great voice. So I usually sing pretty quiet. But when I sing and I'm like a complete baritone with a raspy voice, and it's just like, you know, it sounds like I have a little soul.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not as bad. So I'm like, I like my voice when I sing like this. But I guess I just got to yell more often.
Just stress it out.
Just stress it out.
Yeah. There you go.
But it was a busy weekend too, because we got 2 under contract, one of our listings, one of our buyers. So that we've been Jess has been working with these buyers for 2 years. So it was like one of those things. It was like, we finally got them in contract, and we'll just sometimes with these buyers when it's like a second property and stuff, and it takes so long to get them into contract. We're not too confident that it's going to go through because they've been so picky up to this point. And this guy is, it's really a family, but we've just been kind of working with him. He's been on the same same condo for 2 years.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And so we put in so many offers over the last 2 years. We've really gotten to know the few agents that we've had and then the seller and whatnot. But we finally got something accepted. This is the first time we've had something accepted. So
well, that's good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah. How was your weekend?
It was good. I was in Nashville.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. How was that? Tell us about it.
It was good. It was really interesting. We were there for Fuse, put on by AIM, which is like a mortgage broker like association. So there's a lot of, key speakers that came in, and then like there was booths and everything.
Any famous speakers?
Yeah, I mean, we had, Matt Ishbia with UWM spoke.
Oh yeah.
And then
he owns the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
So
Phoenix Suns.
And ever since he bought him, they've kind of gone downhill. Anyways, go on.
That is the thing. Like, yeah, he does talk about that. You go to UWM, he's like, they're not doing as well. So he's trying to influence some UWM practices, how they get better,
Smart.
To,
okay.
elevate the whole locker room.
Interesting.
Yeah, elevate the mindset.
That is one team I never hear about.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear about the Phoenix Suns?
Actually, I do.
Only because of them, though, huh? Right?
No, not just because of them. Because I do a little bit of fantasy football. And the fantasy football podcast I like to listen to is based out of Arizona. So from time to time, they'll talk about the Phoenix Suns.
Okay, so they'll talk about basketball. They'll cross sports.
Well, I mean, it's more like an off-season kind of thing at that point. Or they'll talk about, I don't really know, basketball season. Because the playoffs happen...
It starts in October. So like the NBA season usually starts at the end of October. And then, so we're at the beginning of the season.
Gotcha.
It kind of follows a lot with like hockey and stuff.
Yeah.
They both have 82 games.
Yeah. Oh.
And so
82 shall be the number.
Yeah, they run a lot of similarities with hockey. I'm just like, did somebody come together and put these leagues together? There's like, this makes sense. This, but I mean, I think what is it? Baseball has like 165 or something, or 160.
I was thinking about that for a second. I was like, you bet you're going to say baseball has 164.
It's 164. That's what it is.
And they're going to be like, that is too many. Cut it in half, and that's why they're at 82.
Yeah,
maybe.
So okay, so you saw where I was going with that. Okay, okay, yep. Interesting though. How they did. If it's like one person that's like, we need to establish these leagues. This is what makes sense, and it just might be that it's like divisible by a certain amount, and so you can play the teams a certain amount of times, and that's how it works out. And I'm just overthinking this, but anyways, go on with that. The Phoenix Suns.
Oh, with the Phoenix Suns, yeah. So,
or Matt Ishbia, or a bunch of speakers. Sorry.
Yeah. So Matt Ishbia spoke, and then we heard we actually got to hear it was a very press wasn't even allowed in. No one could record. It was the Trump's director of finance spoke over the phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was cool to hear about the direction of where things are going, and his gist was brokers go make money. So
I mean, so you're gonna, you weren't allowed to record, but you can spoil what he said a little bit, or
he just kind of talked about where he felt like it was a little kind of political.
You fell asleep, didn't you?
I did not fall asleep. Okay. Did not fall asleep. Didn't sleep well at all on that trip,
but so does he think the directions?
Everything's going up.
I mean, he's part of the Trump administration, so he's got to think that we're on the up and ups.
Yeah, definitely that we're on the up and up.
So
a little bit of the previous administration was letting things slide. We're not. We're in business mode, kind of thing. So
it'll be interesting when this hits what's going on too, because right now we're in the middle of the government being shut down.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Very interesting. And starting November 1st is when everything actually starts to happen, because you get 1 month leeway because they already voted on the stuff before then, so that first month you really don't feel it as much. And then if they go a month, that's when people start to feel it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I just always find it very, I hate when they do this and one side's always pointing at the other side and they're like, you shut it down. No, you shut it down. And it's like, well, there's one party that's voting to just get this thing done, and there's one party that's holding it hostage. So
right, you tell me.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyways.
If you're going to make a difference in 2025, you got to dig deep and find the why.
When I look back at all the things that I have been able to overcome in life, they prepared me for this moment right now.
If we have the right attitude, what's really in the streets isn't money in cash form, it's opportunity. And that is everywhere.
How you doing? Let's get this energy level up.
Yeah. So I think we're on the right trajectory, but I think we have some hiccups, some road speed bumps.
Yeah.
For this fourth quarter, which I didn't really have in my playbook.
It wasn't in your business plan?
It wasn't in my playbook. I was like, I thought fourth quarter, because fourth quarter was just, it already started out just like insane. And it's still going really well. What am I talking about? But, I was thinking that this was kind of going to be the quarter that people start to kind of
come back around and all that. Yeah, I think we're just kind of kicking it down the road a minute more when it's going to happen. It's just, but I think it all comes down to like mindset and fortitude. Those that want to do well in the industry, whether it's real estate side, mortgage side, like you have to just keep pushing through. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I promote a lot of things on like my team being like, hey, listen, like talk to the team members, like now is the time to work hard. Now is the time. You got to make your money still in Q4. And then because you worked and didn't just go into holiday mode, your Q1 is going to be better because people are going to recognize that.
Yeah. I mean, this is the time that everybody's going on vacation, and I'm going on vacation too. So, but we're going to be working, from there. We can't get away from that. But it is the time where people let off the gas in general. And then also in our industry, I think they've struggled a little bit more. And so people don't have the money for advertising and that type of stuff. Yeah. So it is important to just do what you can to stay in front of your people right now. Like it doesn't need to cost you a ton of money, but now's the time. You got to put in the work now and reap the benefits, hopefully in the spring is what we're thinking,
Yeah. It's really kind of what it's going to come down to. Because it's how most people take, and they're chilling, right now.
They are.
Unless you work with a lot more investors, which is what my team does a lot, they start to keep moving because they're like, everyone else is chilling.
Well, not just that, like everybody else is chilling. Investors are constantly moving. Like the investors are always buying. They just change their buy box based on the market, but the real thing right now, like investors are dumping money because they're tax write-offs and different things they got to spend before the end of the year. Where a lot of residential, we work in residential, I work primarily in residential. People are less apt or wanting to have their house shown during the holidays, wanting to sell and have to move during the holidays. What I usually find is come beginning of January, people start to kind of get that itch. They've already gone through all the holidays. They're looking for to take care of things. So they're, they're going on their diets and stuff.
Oh yeah. New year, new me.
Yep. New year, new me. But that also sometimes includes whatever housing situations are going on. Let's solve that problem.
It's time now.
It's time. And so that's usually when I find people kind of start to go, although we keep talking about now's the time for buyers to really just take advantage. Because as soon as all the buyers get off the bench, then it's going to be a lot more difficult. And it'll be more expensive too.
Well, exactly. Like it's funny. I was talking with another loan officer recently, and I was like, "Hey, listen, he's like, dude, I'm trying to get this person approved, because of their resident status, they have to go conventional, but they don't really have enough money. I'm like, there's down payment assistance programs available that are on the conventional side, but you're limited if you're doing one of those on the amount of concessions you can get. So I'm like, well, put them on a plan. Tell them you need to save this much money in this amount of time and try and do it that way, because what's going to happen is once it opens up the way everyone's hoping it's going to, those are going to go away. You might have gotten 3% in concessions before. Now they'll be like, I'll take your offer with 1. I'm only going to give you 1.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, they don't need to. They don't need to structure deals. They don't need to. And what happens when you're asking for seller concessions and different things? Sometimes you're building that into the price, and so you're increasing the price of the property, and then there are appraisal issues potentially. And so a lot of times, if you can just have a straight deal, people are just like, I just don't even want to deal with it. And during a good market, they're not going to deal with it.
They're not going to deal with it, no, because someone else will make an offer. Someone else will, take it into it. And plus, too, is what you have is this effect of elevation of affordability when rates come down. So somebody who was in the 300 to 400s at a 7% rate, you know, they get to that 5.5 and they're like, ooh, I can step up to the next tier. I'm up in the, you know, 5 months now. So they're like, that's affordable.
Yeah.
You know, so it just kind of changes the whole thing there. So, and that increases competition because you're going to have people that are like, okay, now the house I want is going to not impact my budget as much. So that $500,000 house I was thinking about before, I still want that because even with a 5.5, I want that payment versus I don't want to go up to the 600, you know, that kind of thing. So that's where you just see the increase of offers and multiple offers happen and, you know.
Yeah. I mean, when we bought our house here in Florida before we had moved, it was 2021 and we were shopping in May and it was, you know, it wasn't peak of the market, but it was going there. And we were putting 20% down, you know, on a conventional. And granted, the first like 5 or 6 homes, we put like 5 or 6 offers in on homes that we didn't get accepted. They ended up going with cash offer or better down or better price. But a lot of those, I wasn't willing to go over a certain price. I was like, it's not worth it to me to go over. It wasn't until we saw our house now that they had it listed at a certain price and we offered 25,000 over. I was like, it's got to appraise for more than that. And it did appraise for, I think, 10 grand more than what we bought it for anyways. Yeah. So it was fine anyways. But I saw that. I was like, I got to have this place. So I just put it in an offer. But up to that point, a conventional 20% down was struggling to get an offer accepted. Yeah. It was crazy. So, but that's what happens when everybody gets off the bench. Because right now we said everybody's on the bench, you know, and the people that have, you know, very little down, you know, or not a sketchy approval, but like not as favorable approval, you know.
Right.
Now it's done.
Because it's funny because like when you look at how, you know, loans get structured and how offers get accepted, like it all comes down to like risk, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I get it. Like even if it's hey, this is a pre-approved person putting only a 3.5% down FHA, you know, their money is still just as good backed by that loan as the 20% down conventional. I think that it's people just like worry that the FHA has more of a possibility of falling out, you know. That
and people just worry about the appraisal. They're just like, we just don't want to have to deal with it. And a lot of times conventional, like even if there's an issue, those people typically have the money to resolve it themselves if they really like the property. Yeah. Or there's just a little bit more opportunity to meet in the middle. Whereas like an FHA is typically you're like, if we have an issue with the appraisal, then the seller's going to have to come down because there's no room. There isn't, right. So that is very true too. Or it's like the client just walks once you have like, because there's a lot more appraisal contingencies with FHAs and all that. So it's more protected. Yeah. Like the FHAs. So, and I can kind of see that. Like everyone wants space to negotiate, you know, make sure the deal works. Yeah. I mean, you just said it. Everything has to do with risk. And, you know, the thing is like, even with selling anything, I mean, it comes down to either you can have price or you can have terms. Usually it's difficult to get both, you know? Yeah. So like investors, they go for price and they're willing to give you the terms. We'll close in 10 days. We'll do this. We'll do whatever. Yeah. We'll give you a free rent back. We'll do whatever to get it closed. They'll give you some terms that are favorable to you, but they need the price. They need the price. You know, it's got to make sense for their, you know, cash flow, ROI. Right. But in a typical sale, it's a balance between the terms and the price and then the different offers that are coming in. Yeah. And the risk involved in each, you know, and then, you know, pretty soon it's going to be difficult to get an offer accepted with a contingency. And we're seeing a ton of people getting offers accepted with contingencies because sellers are willing to take the chance. Yeah. You know, they said, we found somebody that actually likes our house. Let's figure out how to make it work. Yeah. And so they're willing to do that. And, you know, we've had some risky situations, but it's usually because we're representing the buyers and they're willing to accept our offer. On the selling end, with those type of contingencies, I would have been a little bit more resolved. Yeah, you know, a little more against it. Yeah, against it. Maybe just like, I don't know. Yeah, it all depends too, because sometimes the sellers are like, let's chance it. You know. Yeah, and that's up to them too. Let's take the chance. Yeah, at least somebody wants to, you know, submit an offer here. At least they like the place. At least they like it. If the person likes it, you're more likely to get it to the end. You know, so you gotta like see that buyer. Did they sell themselves on it? You know. So, anyways, anything else from you?
No, I think there's some really cool things that we learned about it, like Fuse. Like there's this one stand that I was like next to like where the MortgageCon booth was. They have this whole like contraption. It's very much like a tripod and like the gimbal combined. It'll like follow you around, but like with it, that you get like the software to like write scripts for you. You import your Chat GPT into it, so you can do your videos. It'll edit it on the fly and then post it on the fly for you. And then there's a really cool feature that I think is awesome for real estate agents. Did you find it impactful to do the 3D tours?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, absolutely.
And there's different services. I can't remember what they're called. Do you remember what they're?
So which one? Like, are you talking about the Matterport where you're walking through? Okay. Yeah. I do find those beneficial. Not in the fact that people sell themselves on that, but in the fact that the third-party sites really like them. Yeah. And so they kind of boost your listings when you do that type of stuff. So I definitely.
And what's the typical cost on that? Do you know?
Typically, well, the thing is, like, here's the deal. I could buy one of those and do it pretty easy. My guy Danny does it. It's $90 for him to do it.
Oh, okay.
But it's like if I buy the thing that he uses, like he's told us, he's like, stop paying me. Like literally the last like 3 videos, he's like, stop paying me for this. It's $90 and you can buy this and do it yourself. And we're like, we don't want to do it. We're paying you to be there already. Just do it. And we want to take care of him too. So, but with that being said, was that one of the devices?
The thing does it. Yeah. You just go in, you give it a 15-second spin per room and all that. And
I would imagine that saved me a lot of money too. And you know, I'm not really there for the pictures as much, so we have to teach Jessica how to use it. We'll see if that
that's something that she'd be interested in. Yeah, but no, it was super cool. Like honestly, like we got a bunch of them and all that. You know,
so, you bought a bunch of those?
Yeah, John got a couple.
Did you buy one yourself?
Jay got one for the team. So yeah, we're gonna start using it and figuring it out. And then like, I think it's a super cool tool to be like, how do you do like content on the fly? And then also take and be able to, go to like an open house. Hey, if like, particular agents there, wouldn't it be impressive? Like, let me show up. Do you have this, that?
Yeah. I mean, that is, just to the amount of video walkthroughs we do with people or for people. Like I went over the other day, we kind of a mutual client. We don't know if we're going to get his lending yet, but we did a video tour for him. And a lot of it is because it was hard to tell the floor plan or the flow of the house. Maybe I could have just done the video and one of those things. And because I don't know how quickly, but the way Danny makes it sound, it does it pretty quickly, and maybe that's the best way to offer your clients something that, that are out of town that, hey, this is really how the floor plan is, the layout.
Yeah, I don't know how quickly it generates it, but I know it's like the shooting it is like 15 seconds a room or something is what they said.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm excited to like play around with that. Yeah. New technology is always fun.
It is, just like my meta glasses. I love those things. I think they're at the beginning steps of what we're going to be. But literally when I put those things on, they make this noise, and it feels like you're plugging yourself in. Yeah. Like I'm just like, I'm plugged in now.
You're connected to the grid.
I'm connected to everything. Like I got Chat GPT. I got everything up in here, I can record, I just talk to it. I just, and the best feature is the lack of earpods. I never realized how much I hate those until I had this capability where it just sits right up there, and they're not actually in my ear. So I'll be interested to see when you actually jump onto them. It's got to be sometime.
Yeah, it'll probably be soon as I got to figure out like getting the prescription.
Yeah, I would wait for Gen 3 anyways, because there are a lot of cool features that they're really figuring. The first and second generations are always kind of that working the bugs out. Yeah, what's working? What do you actually use?
What do you
function?
What do you need?
Yeah, exactly. So I think they're like answering a lot of those questions in Gen 3. So that'll be next year.
I'll go check it out next year.
So, anyways, hey man, this was fantastic.
It was great.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Talk to you guys soon.
Were you sweating too?